Welcome to Way to Commerce. Today we discuss about entries in Bill of Exchange. So this is the very easy chapter. If we understand the concept, then we can easily account for Bill of Exchange. So we already discussed about introduction to the Bill of Exchange. So now we discuss entries. So there are mainly two parties. One is the drawer, another part is the drawee. So drawer is the seller. That means he is the creditor. Drawee is the buyer. That means he is the debtor. Drawer draws the bill on drawee because he has the right to receive the money from drawee. So the bill is same. The bill is same, but for the drawer, it is the bills receivable. For the drawee, it is the bills payable because the drawer has the right to receive the money. That's why the bill is called bills receivable in his books of accounts. In the books of drawee, it is mentioned as bills payable account. Okay. So the first transaction, drawer's book, drawee's book. So the first transaction is the when the bill is drawn and accepted. When the bill is drawn and accepted. This is the first transaction. So in a drawer's books, bills receivable account debtor to drawee's account. So we clearly understand this entry. At the time of sale of goods in the drawer's accounts, what is the entry at the time of sale? Debtor's account, debtor to sales accounts. Debtor's account, debtor to sales accounts. So this is the entry at the time of sale. At the time of sale, debtor account is debited. Debtor account is debited. Sales account is credited. So clearly understand the concept. So now we debit the bills receivable account and credit the drawee's account. Drawee is the debtor. So at the first time, that means at the time of sale, we debit the drawer account. We debit the debtor's account. To cancel the debtor account, we credit the drawee's account. So to cancel the sales accounts, we debit the bills receivable account. That means this is the double entry system of accounting. So every debit has a corresponding credit. So that's why bills receivable account is debited, drawee's account is credited. The reason behind is at the time of sale, the debtor account is debited. That's why now the bill is receivable. Instead of receiving cash, the bill is receivable. That's why debtor account is closed. That's why so bills receivable account debtor to drawee's account. At the same way, in the drawee's books, drawer's account is debited because at the time of purchase of goods, what is the entry? Purchase account debtor to creditor account. Now we cancel the creditor account that is created in books of accounts. Now we debit the creditor account as drawer. To cancel the purchase accounts, that means the same amount, now we create the bills payable account. So we already learned the accounting treatments earlier, that's why simply we discussed. So drawers account data to bills payable account. Next entry is next transaction when the bill is duly honored on maturity. And the bill is duly honored on maturity. That means the drawee accepted the payment. So at that time the entry is bank account data to bills receivable account, because already we debited the bills receivable account. To cancel the bills receivable account, we have credit bills receivable account. So now we receive the cash or bank, that's why we debit the bank account, credit the bills receivable account. Okay. Next, in the drawings books, bills payable account data to bank account. The reason behind this is already we credit the bills payable account, that's why to cancel the liability we have to debit the bills payable account. So cash is, that means bank is going from the business, that's why we credit it. This is the real account rule. So the ultimate entry is bills payable account data to bank account. Next, third transaction is when the bill is endorsed. Bill is endorsed to a creditor. This is also a simple entry. If we understand the concept, we can easily identify. So bill is endorsed to a creditor. So creditor is the person here. The bill is endorsed to creditor. The endorsee is the creditor because at the time of purchase, the creditor account is credited in our books. To cancel the amount credited, we have to debit the creditor account. So he is the now called endorsee because the bill is endorsed to the endorsee. That's why endorsee account. That means he is the creditor. So endorsee account data to bills receivable account. So the bills receivable account is an asset to the business. So the asset is cancelled, that means transferred to another person. So as per real account rule, it is credited bills receivable account. So that's why ultimate entry is endorsee's account, that means a creditor account to bills receivable account as per accounting treatment. So he is the endorsee. Next transaction when the bill is discounted with the bank. When the bill is discounted with the bank. So we can easily classify this entry as like this, or we can merge this entry. So now we discuss in simple. At the time of discount, the bank charges. For example, so the bill amount is 10,000 rupees. Now we go to the bank. The bill is discounted at the particular bank. The bank pays only 9,800 rupees. The bill is actually 10,000 rupees, but the bank pays only 9,800 rupees. That means 200 rupees discount to the business. So this is the expenditure. It's a loss to the business. That's why as per nominal account rule, losses and expenses are debited. That's why discount on bills account is debited in the business books. That means how much? 200 rupees. Next, as per real account rule, bank account is debited. Why bank account is debited? We received 9,800 rupees cash. That's why, as per real account rule, bank account is debited. What comes in debit? Next, so bills receivable account is asset to the business. So the asset is reduced. That's why we create the bills receivable account. So in simple way, we have the bills receivable account. Now we transfer to the bank. So the asset is reduced. That's why we create the bills receivable account. So that means 10,000 rupees. Now the entry is bank account debtor 9,800 rupees. Next, discount on bills account debtor 200 rupees to bills receivable account. How much? 10,000 rupees. So bank account we received, that's why 9,800 rupees. Discount on bills account, this is the expenditure loss to the business, that's why debited. Next, to bills receivable account, because the asset is reduced in books of accounts, that's why credited bills receivable account. So this is the entry. So ultimately the entry can be written as bank account debtor to bills receivable account, or discount on bills account debtor, this is the wrong, to bills receivable account. So now we can split as two entries or combined as one. What is the combined entry? Bank account debtor, discount on bills account debtor to bills receivable account. This is the combined entry. So now we go to the next transaction. When the bill is sent to bank for collection, what is the purpose? For collection, and the bill is duly collected. So it is the transaction. So now we transfer the bill for collection. So bill for collection account debtor to bills receivable account. We already discussed, so the reason behind bills receivable account is credited. So bills for collection account. Now we didn't receive cash from the bank, so that's why we debited the bills for collection account. So the bills receivable account is credited. Next, when collected, bank account is debited because received cash from the bank, and bills for collection account. So we already debited the bills for collection account. To close the entry, now we credit the bills for collection account. So bank account is debited. So this is the simple entry. The next transaction is when the bill is retired before maturity. When the bill is retired before maturity. So now the entry is in the drawers box, bank account debtor, discount on bills account debtor, bills receivable account. When the bill is retired before maturity. For example, if a bill is drawn for 3 months, the drawee paid the amount in 2.5 months. That means before 15 days. So now the entry is in the drawers box, bank account debtor, discount on bills account debtor, so popularly called as rebate on bills account. So rebate account debtor to bills receivable account. So this is the entry. So what is the reason behind this entry? We can discuss. For example, the bill amount is 10,000 rupees. So before paying, that's why we allowed rebate 200 rupees. So we allowed rebate 200 rupees. So now we collect the 9800 rupees bank account because real account rule debited. So this is the loss to the business, that's why debited. So rebate account, so rebate account is debited to bills receivable account because we already debited the bills receivable account in books of accounts. Now we credit the bills receivable account to close the bills receivable account. So bank account 9800 rupees, rebate account 200 rupees, to bills receivable account 10,000 rupees. In a drawings books, so bills payable account data because the liability is reduced. So already the bills payable account is credited in a drawings books. Now we debit the bills payable account to reduce the liability. So bills payable account is debited. So next, to discount on bill or rebate account, popularly called rebate account. So these are the two entries. So bills payable account data 10,000 rupees because the bill is for 10,000 rupees only. So debited 10,000 rupees. Credit entries to bank account. He paid only 9,800 rupees. That's why the bank account is credited to the amount 9,800 rupees. Next, to discount on bills or to rebate account 200 rupees because this is the income or gain to the drawee because the liability is reduced because 10,000 liability is reduced to 9,800 rupees. That's why as per nominal account rule, incomes or gains or credited. That's why this is the gain or income to the drawee's business. So that's why bills payable account data to bank account 9,800 rupees, to rebate account 200 rupees. Next transaction is when the bill is dishonored. When the bill is dishonored, then drawer's books. If the bill is retained by the drawer till maturity. So these are different entries. The first entry is when the bill is retained by the drawer till maturity. So now simply debit the drawer's account. That means earlier entry we cancel the debtor's account. So we debited bills receivable account. Okay. Now again we create the bills receivable account and debit the drawer's account to increase the amount in books of accounts. So this is the asset to the business. So at the same way bills payable account is debited, drawer's account is created. That means creditor account is created again. So because the bill is dishonored. These are the original entries. Next, if discounted with a bank. So if discounted with the bank. Now the bill is with the bank. That's why bank account is credited because in earlier entry we debited the bank account because the cash or bank account is received. That's why we debited. Now at the time of dishonor we credit the bank accounts because we are the liable. So again the debtor account, that means drawee account, is debited. In the books of drawee's account, so bills payable account is debited, drawer's account is created. So this is the simple. Next, if endorsed to a creditor, if the bill is endorsed to a creditor, so to earlier entry, to cancel the creditor account, we debit the endorsee's account. To debit the endorse account. Now the bill is dissolved. That's why we again credit the endorsee's account. That means we again credit the creditor account. So this is the endorsee account. Now same. So drawee's account is debited because he is the debtor to the business. That's why drawee's account is debited. Creditor account, that means endorsee's account, is credited. In the drawee's accounts, so bills payable account is debited, drawer's account is credited. We already discussed. Next, fourth, if sent to bank for collection, drawer's account is debited because he is the debtor to the business. So that's why drawer's account is debited. Bills for collection account is credited because already we debit the bills for collection account. That's why we create the bills for collection account. So here these are same entry. So bills payable account debited, drawer's account is created. Next transaction, when noting charges are paid on dishonored bill. So this concept noting charges is discussed at the time of introduction to the bill of exchange. So noting charges are paid on dishonored bill. So the main duty, that means the main liability to pay the noting charges, is the drawee because he dishonored the bill. So the liability to pay the noting charges by the drawee. So if paid by drawee, the first entry, if the noting charges are paid by the drawer. So now we debit the drawee's account. For example, the bill is 10,000 rupees. The bill is 10,000 rupees. We debit the 10,000 rupees to the debtor account. So we incur 50 rupees as noting charges. So this belongs to drawee, that means debtors. That's why now we again debit the drawee's account to 50 rupees. So the ultimate liability by the debtor is 10,050 rupees. That's why debit the drawee's account to bank account. So this is we paid the noting charges. Cash goes from the business, bank goes from the business. That's why we create the bank account. In a drawee's account, noting charges account is debited because this is the expenditure to the drawee's business. That's why debited noting charges account data to drawer's account. That means 10,050 rupees is ultimately liable to the creditor. That's why again a 50 rupees is credited to the drawer's account. Next, if paid by endorsee, simple. If paid by endorsee, so drawer's account is debited. This is discussed. Endorsee's account is credited because he is the creditor. Now already liable amount plus noting charges amount is liable to the creditor. That's why endorsee's account is credited. In a drawer's account, same entry, noting charges account data to drawer's account. Next, third entry, if paid by discounting bank. If paid by discounting bank, so the entry is same. Drawer's account is debited because he is the debtor to bank account. Here also same entry, noting charges account data to drawer's account. Next transaction is when the bill is renewed for a further period. When the bill is renewed for a further period. This concept also discussed at the time of introduction to the bill of exchange. So now the bill is renewed. That means a new bill is replaced in place of existing bill. So the first transaction is for cancellation of the old bill. So the first entry is for the cancellation of the old bill. Drawee's account data to bills receivable account. The first entry is Drawee's account data to bills receivable account to cancel the old bill. Next, for interest on the extended period. For interest on the extended period, Drawee's account is debited to interest account, because for the drawer interest is income, that's why credited to the drawer's business. Interest is income, so that's why credited in books of accounts. So Drawee's is the debited to the interest amount because he is liable to the drawer, so that's why he is debited to interest account. So it is income. So ultimate entry is Drawee's account data to interest account. Third one, for drawing the new bill. For the drawing new bill, bills receivable account data to Drawee's account. This is the normal entry. Bills receivable account data to Drawee's account. So in the books of Drawee, for cancellation of the old bill, bills payable account data to Drawee's account. This is the simple entry. To cancel the bills payable account, we debit the bills payable account to Drawee's account. Next, for interest on the extended period, interest account, that means interest is the expenditure to the Drawee, that's why we debited. Next, Drawee's account. Next, for drawing the new bill, Drawee's account data to bills payable account. So this is a simple entry. Bills payable account is liable. To know the clarification between expenditure, losses, incomes and gains, listen the class Introduction to the Expenditure, Losses, Incomes and Gains. So because if we want to clarification between discount is an expenditure or loss, so that's why listen the accounting class. Okay, subscribe to Way to Commerce. Thank you.